And we got to go to Long Island, where a man is claiming that the police used excessive force during a traffic stop, and everything was caught on dash camera. So let's get over into that. We got a few videos to look at and some dash cam footage.
I'm going under arrest.
You're watching dash cam video from Craig Manning's car. The Suffolk County man says he was beaten by 5 Suffolk police officers following a traffic stop. Manning is now suing Suffolk Police in Suffolk County, claiming police misconduct, unreasonable and unnecessary use of force, and a violation of his constitutional rights.
I feared for my life and never once attempted to harm an officer.
It happened on Horse Block Road in Farmingville on April 2nd. Manning says he was pulled over by 2 officers for allegedly making an illegal left turn. Manning says he asked to speak to a supervisor and refused to give the officers his driver's license and registration.
I will never forget the look on the officer's face, full of disgust. I was immediately fearful. As a black man, I have seen and experienced that look before.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
In the video, Officer Robert Ruffrano and Officer Samantha Skipon repeatedly yelled, "Stop resisting" at Manning. Both officers tried to pull Manning out of the car, while Ruffrano punched him in the face several times. 3 other cops who arrived at the scene later also allegedly punched Manning.
I thought the abuse wouldn't stop.
In the police report, Ruffrano said he, quote, struck the subject in the head with a closed fist in order to handcuff Manning. The report doesn't say anything about the several punches he landed on Manning's head and face, as shown in the video. Manning was charged with resisting arrest and traffic violations after the alleged assault. The charges were later dismissed.
Now tell me your initial thoughts on this. Do you think that was excessive force? Some will say that police, especially when they're trying to handcuff you, and if you resist being handcuffed or taken out of the car, they are allowed to use force. I've always said that if they give you an order, go with it, and then call your lawyer afterwards. I would rather just, if they want me to get out the car, get out the car. If I feel like my rights have been violated, then I will call my lawyer. I'm not going to fight because I don't want to get into a fight with a police officer. I don't want to be put in that position where I got to get hit and feel like I can't defend myself. So I'd rather just, you want me to get out the car, I will get out the car. As soon as I'm able to talk, I'm calling my lawyer if I feel like my rights have been violated. But let's keep going.
The whole ordeal has been a horror show for my family and I. I am haunted by the rage and intent to harm me.
Spokesperson for Suffolk Police declined comments citing pending litigation. Manning and Brewington say the lawsuit sends a powerful message to Suffolk Police.
If we don't speak up when these atrocities happen, there can be no change.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
So what are your thoughts, y'all? Let's get over into this next one.
It started with a left turn in Medford on April 2nd. Dashcam video shows Craig Manning in the straight lane on North Ocean Avenue. He says he then moved into the turning lane. Seconds later, Manning's attorney says this unmarked police car pulled him over.
How you doing?
At first, Manning interacts with officers. He then refuses to hand over his license and registration, and he demands a supervisor. Officers tell him to get out of the car. He does not, but he unlocks the door. Manning was punched in the head several times and was hit again and pulled to the ground after more officers arrived on scene.
He should never have been charged with any criminal charges, and he was. The arrest was wrong from the beginning.
Manning's mugshot shows a gash on his forehead. He says police used excessive force and violated his civil rights. He's planning to sue the police department, the officers, and the county.
This was a car stop. You don't like what they stopped you for, it's not the time to litigate it.
Criminal justice professor David Sarney says drivers are legally required to show their license and registration during a traffic stop. He says supervisors do not have to be present, and he says the question of whether the force used was reasonable depends on the circumstances.
If he was saying he was in fear of his safety, it did not appear, based on his words and his actions, he was scared at all. Compliance is key. If you refuse to comply with a car stop, that elevates the officer's fears, in a sense, or safety issues for them.
And Suffolk Police said they cannot comment on this incident or the officers because of the pending lawsuit. We also reached out to the Suffolk District Attorney's Office. We did not hear back.
So how do y'all feel about that, y'all? Why do I always have that? Well, how do y'all feel about that, y'all? It's because it makes sense. He said that you are required to give over, if during a traffic stop, a driver is required to give over their license and registration when they're asked. Tell me if that's true, if that's wrong, but if that's what he's saying, all right. So if they refuse to give you that, are you allowed to force them out of the car? And then if they are refuse to get out the car, you're allowed to use force to make them. Those are some questions that I'm thinking about. Let's go over to one more video, and this is just of a more in-depth video of the dash cam footage. Let's get over into it. This is thanks to our good old friend Twitter. Let's jump into it.
You come out of the car now.
No.
Yeah, get out of the car. Get out of the car right now.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Out.
No.
Get out.
No.
Yeah, you're going under arrest now.
I'm going under arrest. Are you having fun? Punch me again. Punch me again. Punch me again.
Stop resisting.
Punch me again.
Get out of the car.
Punch me again.
Get out of the car.
Punch me again. Punch me again.
Get out of the car.
Punch me again.
This was unnecessary, unreasonable use of force.
Attorney Fred Brewington says,
Punch me again. Well, we got the gist of the video, y'all. What are your thoughts? Let's get over into this layout. Let's get over into this AI breakdown just to finish it all up. So as we know that this Craig Manning has filed a notice claim to launch a federal civil rights lawsuit against the Suffolk County Police Department, alleging multiple officers brutally beat him during an April 2nd, 2026 traffic stop in Medford. The entire escalation was captured on both the vehicle's dash cam and the police body cam footage, which Manning's legal team released publicly. According to the video footage and court documents filed by Manning's civil rights attorney, Manning was pulled over on North Ocean Avenue by an unmarked vehicle. Manning interacted with the officer but refused to provide license and registration, repeatedly requesting that the officer go get a supervisor. He also declined the initial order to step out of the vehicle. Manning unlocked his car door. Officer entered his vehicle. The footage shows that he was striking Manning in the head and face more than half a dozen times. Officers forcefully yanked him across the center console while his opposite wrist was pulled in the other direction. When backup units arrived, they took Manning to the ground where the alleged additional officers joined the assault. Manning, who is black, stated he feared for his life and believes that the traffic assault was entirely racially motivated. Manning suffered a concussion, a significant forehead laceration, and 2 black eyes. Manning was originally booked on a traffic violation and resisting arrest. According to his attorney, the criminal charges have since been dismissed. The police officer's report filed by officer states that he struck Manning with a closed fit to enforce handcuffs, but the report omits the multiple facial punches on the camera. The police department maintains a policy of non-commenting on active pending litigations. Wow. Now, the main question is, do you think an officer is allowed? So first things first, if an officer asks you for your license and registration, are you allowed? Should you give it to them? And the second thing is, if you refuse to, are they allowed to forcefully take you out the car? And if you refuse that, are they allowed to punch you? What does that say about the crime? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so yes, an officer can legally force you out of the car if you refuse to provide your license and registration during a traffic stop. Under the U.S. Constitution, a police officer has a legal authority to both drivers and passengers out to get both drivers and passengers out of a vehicle during a lawful traffic stop, and refusing to comply can escalate the situation into a physical extraction and additional criminal charges. Do you think that was excessive force? What are your thoughts, y'all? And how do you feel about it?